Hey guys, welcome to the very first video by Girls with Goals. I've got myself, Francesca Brinkworth. I'm going to be giving you this quick overview of how you can change your language to help motivate you. So this month's topic is all about motivation. I've had a lot of people asking me questions and things and saying, I really want to do this, but I just can't motivate myself to do it. And it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and I think it's just one of those things, one of those hurdles you have to overcome to actually get started. So I figured if we tackle this one first, as I thought it was a really good topic to get started with, then hopefully you guys will be well on your way to actually achieving some really great things for this year. So just going to give you a quick breakdown of how the video is going to go. So I'm going to split this into 5 easy sections for you guys to follow. Okay, so number 1, we're going to identify what we're already saying to ourselves on a daily basis. Number 2, we're going to be thinking about what effects this has on us, like how it's actually what we say to ourselves affects us and other people. Number 3, we're going to be thinking about obviously how, oh sorry, I've got something in my eye. Number 3, we're going to be thinking about obviously how our speech can be used to motivate us. Number 4 is what you can start saying, so things that you can swap, so like negative self-talk for more positive things, just spinning it in a new light. And the 5th one, I'm going to help you guys figure out a way to implement this so it becomes a daily habit and it's something that you will just think is easy to do every single day, and you won't really have to think twice about it once you're in the routine of doing it. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. So obviously things we say to ourselves on a daily basis, things we don't really realise half the time how much negative stuff that we kind of absorb and how much negative stuff we say to ourselves, and a lot of it is just coming from limiting beliefs. So we've all got them. Like I'm working on my own. I've always had a few things to do with like confidence. So I always tell myself, I have always told myself before in the past, that I'm not a very confident, outgoing person, and obviously I want to change that. So what I've been trying to do recently is actually focus on what I've been saying to myself and how I've come to believe that I am not very outgoing and not very confident. So obviously people who meet me would probably say, Fran, that's ridiculous, like you're definitely outgoing and you're definitely come across as a very confident person. And that's just that's what I put out to other people, which is great because that's really, really supportive. But what I want to basically I need to convince myself, like I need to stop saying all the negative things to myself. And I think with so many people, that's where the stumbling blocks come from, because obviously to take action and to make progress on your goals, it's only going to come from you. It's not going to come from anybody else. So it's just something to bear in mind with, like, if you say something negative to yourself, just kind of bank it up here and just go like, that's interesting. That's something I've been saying to myself. And you might realise you say it more often than not. And it's only when you start taking like actual notice of what you're saying to yourself every single day that you think, oh wow, like this is what's stopping me from achieving like really great things. This is what's stopping me from getting from where I am, from here to A to B kind of thing. So that's the first step, just to notice up here what you're saying to yourself in your head, through your speech, to other people, to yourself. Just food bank it up here, okay? So number 2, obviously you want to be thinking of what kind of effects this is having on you. Obviously negative self-talk is not going to have a positive effect because it's just doesn't work that way. It's just doesn't work. You can't have anything positive come from something negative that you're saying to yourself. So you need to be thinking things like, I've got some notes because I do go off track a little bit, but think about it like if I kept saying to myself like, I'm shy, I'm not outgoing, I'm not confident, eventually my mind will be convinced that I am those things. And obviously that will then reflect in my behaviours, it will reflect in other things that I then say. I might, not want to accept many invitations to go out places, or I won't feel like I can go and talk and meet new people, as in like just go up to them and make conversation. So it's things like that. It does affect our behaviours. So, oh my word, what is my hair doing? And obviously you want to be thinking about, you know, the things that you say to yourself. Obviously, if it's affecting your behaviours, then you want to be thinking like, what impression am I giving to other people? So imagine like if you went, you're going for a job and you're sat down in the interview room and you're opposite, obviously, the guy that's going to be hiring you. You wouldn't necessarily walk in there and be like, oh, well, I think I want this job, and I think I'll do okay at it. And I think I'm good at these things, but actually I'm not so great at that, and blah, blah, blah. And you kind of like you're basically talking yourself out of the job as you're talking. And you know, when you talk about yourself in an interview, you really big yourself up, don't you? You don't go in and say like all your faults. You kind of say like what your strengths are, what you're really, really good at, what you enjoy doing, you know, things that you're looking to, that you're improving on as a person, that you're growing, you're building on yourself. Those are the kind of things you say in an interview. So we need to be saying these things to ourselves more so that we can actually like build and develop as people and get so much better, and obviously achieve things that we want to do. Like if you want to be a morning person and get down to the gym, then you need to be actually changing your language and say, instead of saying things like, oh, it's physically impossible to get up at like 6 a.m. in the morning to go down to the gym, like just say, no, I've got to do this. I know that I'm working towards this goal. This is what I want. Yes, it's hard, but I'm going to ace it and I'm going to smash it today. And I'll feel so much better once I've done that workout. And you just have to kind of pep talk yourself into feeling amazing so that you actually get action and take action and just get results and get it done. And you'll feel so much better. So number 3, how it motivates you. So you've got to think like your speech. You can be so motivated by your speech. If you've ever, I recommend you go on YouTube and you can type in motivational speakers, or a couple of the people I really like listening to. There's a guy, obviously Les Brown, a lot of people have heard of him. There's so many people on YouTube that you can listen to. I personally like Mel Robbins as well, who wrote the 5-Second Rule book, so you can check her out. That's a really good book it's audio book to listen to if you haven't heard of it before. But these people, if you listen to them, you're inspired and you feel motivated and empowered by their words and what they have to say, because it's resonating with you inside. Like, you know, that's what you want to be able to accomplish and how you want to feel every day. So that's why it leaves you feeling really like, oh wow, like I feel like I could literally do anything, I can smash it. You want to give yourself that feeling every single day. So if it's something like, let me think, if it takes you to listen to motivational videos for like a couple of minutes every morning, then do that. If it makes you feel empowered, then go for it. Maybe you can think of like some affirmations or something to help you, you know, that you can say to yourself in the morning, or before you go to bed, so it's like the last thing you've got on your mind. Or I know a lot of people journal, they like writing down their wins and successes for the day. Things like that is really good habits to get into. So just thinking about stuff like that, like just think how your language, not necessarily like just your words either, like your body language as well, like how you come across to people. You've got to be thinking about it in your head. Like if you're sounding confident, but you don't look confident in yourself. So imagine if I was like, and like this, do you know what I mean? Like and you're fumbling around, you don't really look confident to the other person. Me sitting up and talking and looking at the camera and seeing you guys, and I'm using my hands, and I'm sounding interested in what I'm talking about, because I am genuinely interested in what I'm talking about and I want to help you guys. That shows confidence. So you've got to think like, is my body language matching up with what I'm saying, and vice versa. So that's just something to bear in mind. Obviously, like when you want to try and implement these habits, so things that you can start swapping, so negative self-talk, and swap it for something positive. So you just try and think, how can I put a positive spin on this? Like if it's something you've been saying to yourself quite a lot, you know, and it's just a bad habit you've got into saying to yourself. Like there was one I used to say, actually no, there's one that everyone has used, I'm sure of it. You say something like, I can't do this, or I tried that and I can't do it, or I'm not any good at this, or oh, I'm rubbish at blah, blah, blah. You know, it's those kind of words that you say to yourself it's getting stored up here, and your brain's remembering it every single time, and it's saying, oh, okay, cool, so we're rubbish at this, so we're rubbish at this, end of, case closed. You know, you want to start saying things to yourself that aren't so limiting. You need to kind of empower yourself. So using words like I am are probably the most powerful words you could ever put before a sentence ever. Saying the words I can do this rather than I can't do this. Like I've been a gymnastics and trampolining coach for best part of 9 years. I started when I was a teenager, and as I've gone throughout my coaching, it's so interesting to listen to young children say, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. Like some of them are like 6, 7, like they don't even know that they can do it yet. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't know they can't do it, but they're just assumed that they can't do it. When I always tell them that they can, and I always used to say, there was this one little girl, I remember it so vividly in my head. It made me feel pretty amazing because I felt like a miracle just happened, and like a light bulb just went off in this kid's head, and she just saw it happening, and it was awesome. So I'll tell you this little story because it's really cool. So I've got my little group of gymnasts. They're like all queuing up ready to go on the vault, and all they have to do is just squat onto the top. So they just have to like jump on the springboard and put their feet and crouch on the top. Now this little girl is looking at it going, ha, you think I'm going to run and jump and land on that thing without falling on my face? Like, you're having a laugh, no way. And she literally just stood there and said, I refuse to even give this a go. Like, I don't want to try it. I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. And she kept saying, I can't, I can't, I can't. And I said, right, if you think you can't, then you can't. But if you think you can, then you're already halfway there. You're already halfway to getting on that vault when you say you can do it. And I said, I want you to stand here and I want you to run as fast as you can, okay? Literally with no hesitation, run as fast as you can. And as you're running, I want you to think up here in your head, even say it if that helps you, say, I can run and jump and get on the vault, or something like that, along those lines. She was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. Like, and she felt really confident about it because I'd empowered her and made her feel confident and at ease about it. And she knew that I was going to be there to help her if I needed it. So just by giving someone a little pep talk is sometimes all they need. And obviously this kid, she ran, she jumped, and she got on the vault. Like literally, and she looked at me and she turned and looked at me and went, oh my God, like look where I am, like I'm on the vault and I didn't fall on my face. And we did a little high five and she jumped off. She did like 20 more times after that. But imagine if she had just stood there at the, the other end of the run up and gone, I can't do this, I can't do this. She would have gone home saying, oh, mummy, I can't get on the vault. But it's because she didn't try and she didn't like believe it in herself, and she was actually telling herself that she couldn't. That's why our language and our thoughts are so important to get control over, because if you don't have control over those things, then there's going to be a lot of things that you'll think you can't do when you really, really can. And there's going to be a lot of things that you think you are that you're really, really not. So it's just something to bear in mind, and obviously a lot of people really struggle with limiting beliefs, and it could literally be on any kind of subject. I know a lot of people use affirmations to help them obviously like overcome their limiting beliefs. So I know a lot of people do it in terms of money, or in terms of like building businesses, or in terms of overcoming a sense of fear, building confidence, just anything that you're struggling with at the moment. If you've got a goal in mind, think about it and think, what words can I say to myself every day? Or some people have them on little note cards and they just keep them in their pocket, or you can make a little collage as your phone screen. I know some people have found that's really helped them. So just think of loads of different things, something where you'll see it every day. Put up little notes around your mirror. You can read it while you're brushing your teeth. Obviously it's a bit hard to say it while you're brushing your teeth, but it would just help you get into the habit. And obviously if you've read anything about creating new habits, it's always really good to link it to something you already do every single day. So like something like brushing your teeth. When you brush your teeth, you read your affirmations, or when you're like brushing your hair, or when you're washing your hands or something, you say to yourself, I am confident, or I am motivated, I am this, I am that, I can, I am. And you just keep saying it until you are fully convinced and you have 100% self-belief that you are more than capable, and once you've overcome that first stumbling block, you will just realise how much opportunity you've opened yourself up to. So I hope you have taken something from this video. I hope it's really helped. Obviously, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, then feel free to get in touch. You can message me and get in touch via my YouTube channel, so you can just post a comment below here, or you can get onto my Facebook page, Girls with Goals, and drop me a message on there as well. But thank you so much, guys, for your support and for watching my very first video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But I really look forward to hearing your comments and hearing your feedback. So thanks again. Have an amazing, amazing day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.